almost any idea that we live with today and think about just using casually has at some point been imagined by somebody earlier. But the question that I wanted to answer, wanted to ask and maybe interact with the audience on is why that is. And I think there's a couple of different reasons we can talk about real quickly. But you know, science fiction is some of the most compelling storytelling we have. As a genre of literature, it still doesn't quite get the due that it should, but it has generated a tremendous change in the world. Engineers, scientists, technical people are inspired by sci-fi stories they read as a kid to go into the sciences, to go into technology, and then to turn around and make these inventions reality. I think it's really cool. The stories that we tell, you know, in science fiction use technical solutions to drive the plot. They use technical solutions to emphasize the difference between the current present-day reality and what the writer is trying to get at, whether that's a utopian vision or whether that's a dystopian vision. There's one other point I wanted to make real quickly, and then we'll move on into Star Trek and talk about our tricorder. It's interesting when you think about the difference between science fiction and fantasy. The concept of inventing new technology is kind of what makes sci-fi sci-fi. And the example is, you know, if you're a wizard in Harry Potter's universe and you want to get from point A to point B, you just cast a spell and disapparate. If you're in the Star Trek universe, you just go to the transporter room. It's the same effect, but it's unlikely that we're going to come up with a spell to disapparate. It is actually possible that we might come up with a way to transport ourselves from point A to point B. We're working on it right now. So that, to me, is a major sort of thematic difference. It makes sci-fi sci-fi because these inventions, no matter how fantastic they might be, in order to be sci-fi, they have to be plausible.